if it's anything that shows in the 2020s, it's that the brands that you rely on may tend to crap out or worse. Now, it was my turn to receive the technical difficulties when it came to my Elgato HD60S Plus. I thought there was something wrong with my capture card, but no, it was something going wrong with my computer and also the software in combination. But it's not going to hide the fact that when I looked up the official store pages for Elgato's HD60S and their capture card hardware, because apparently they just lumped all the capture cards in one big, huge official store page from Elgato. I don't know if it's Amazon or Elgato, but I do notice that Elgato had been getting hammered hard in consumer reviews recently. But I did manage to get my hands, because there was some deal that was going on with the Elgato HD60X. So I got the latest HD60X, and that totally said, let's go ahead and talk about it.
Welcome, the Gamer Man's Lounge. Awaken to play.
So the Elgato HD60X is their quality burp is their latest model of capture card that is pretty much they made in response to the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series consoles. So yes, this has 4K 60 pass-through, but it can also do HDR pass-through and capture, which is going to be very interesting to say the least. It says pretty much HDR10 capture, so might want to look into that. The no poop Sherlock factor is, yes, it uses USB 3, absolutely. But enough with the shenanigans and keep right on going. But what is... Oh, hey, you can plug in an analog. You can plug in like a... Wow, that's crazy. Oh, why didn't I do that? Never mind. We're reviewing the product now, and let's get right on going. So, yes, it has a pass-through of 60 frames for 4K. But, however, if you want to do, like, say, pass-through for 1440 or 1080... Now, 1440 pass-through is going to be for... Where are you? Pass-through resolutions. 120 pass-through. So we do expect 120 hertz pass-through for 1440p. But 240 pass-through for 1080p. So you can do... It can pass through 1080p for up to 240 frames per second. So that's pretty great. And also there is variable refresh rate support as well as variable refresh rate recording. So yeah, something to keep in mind about, so you don't have to worry about screen tearing and whatnot. I'd seen that advertised on the official store page for Elgato. Notice that, so that is pretty much interesting to say the least. But it does do some capturing, so capture resolutions. Now for 4K, 30 frames. You're going to get 30 frames recording with it for 4K. Now, 60 frames recording for everybody else, meaning 1440p, 60 frames, 1080p, 60 frames, and 720, 60 frames. So yeah, this is the upgraded hardware that can let you do that, and it's going to run you at a price tag at $200. And of course, in the box comes with the capture card, the USB 3C to a cable. That, yes, it is a USB 3C to a USB-A. Okay, and there is an HDMI 2.0 cable included right inside. So, hip hip hooray. So that's pretty much good. So for... Yeah, the flashback recording, expect that to be in the little app in their official 4K capture utility app. I'm expecting that, but you can go back in time if the software lets you. We'll see about that. I don't know any other software besides the 4K capture utility that lets you utilize that easily, but they made this in response to the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series. So that totally said, this is going to be the capture card that is definitely for your PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series consoles. However, what I will go ahead and do is jump straight to my experiences with it. It has been pretty much fantastic. As a matter of fact, I managed to record a bunch of games at a time. Now, what happened is, now I did some, of course, no poop Sherlock, some recording. Yes, I recorded off some consoles. I recorded off the Evercade VS, the Xbox 360, the PlayStation 5, so I did my, oh yes, and Nintendo Switch, so I did my fair share of console recording off there. Smooth sailing. Okay, very, very smooth sailing. However, what I do want to go ahead and talk about is the recording gameplay off my PC, but you know what? We'll save that for another. We'll save that for another spot in the video. Okay. Well, we'll go around here. I'll talk about that later. But right now, console recording. I captured Teki Paki, which was included in Toaplan's Arcade Collection 1. It was Toaplan's puzzle game. It's a very interesting thing. It's a very weird puzzle game. Once you get the hang of it, once you get the hang of its scoring, it is very interesting. It recorded pretty much well. It went well. But then I went ahead and captured Zero Wing, which was also included in the arcade collection. I like how Zero Wing, the infamous All Your Base Are Belong to Us incident that just kicked off, that became a meme. So, yeah, it happens. However, what I do want to go ahead and point out, it's a fun shoot 'em up where you can go ahead and just, there's like capture things. Yes, that's right. There is a capture things where you can use it as a shield or throw it at another enemy. So that would be very interesting. I mostly use that as a shield, but however, smooth sailing for Zero Wing. Then, however, I also recorded Dead or Alive 2 Ultimate when I was playing as Helena. Now Ultimate is the ultimate version of Dead or Alive 2, just like how Dead or Alive 1 is the ultimate. It is also a, well, I'll get to Dead or Alive 1 Ultimate in another video, but Dead or Alive 2 Ultimate is basically the ultimate Dead or Alive 2. It is the Dead or Alive 2 that is the latest and has more outfits than ever. That went very much smooth sailing with no issues whatsoever when I was playing as Helena, when I was doing a time attack run as Helena. Also, Dead or Alive 4. That's what I want to go ahead and talk about. Dead or Alive 4, where the enemies, well, not enemies, the AI is very tougher than ever, and it is the first HD Dead or Alive. It released as an Xbox 360 exclusive, and boy, that AI went hardcore. I did win for just a simple player versus CPU match, where I was basically playing as, I can't remember who I was playing as. I was playing as Hitomi, and I was going up against Kokoro. So yeah, the AI is very wild and very tough, so something you want to keep your head on. Smooth sailing for Dead or Alive 4. Perfect. So it was a fantastic time. Thumbs up. That was a thumbs up. Okay, thumbs up to that. Also, what I do want to go ahead and point out is I did talk to the Nintendo Switch where I basically wanted to go ahead and do some capturing of something. I was having a hard time making my mind up about what I want to capture, but I did record myself playing Puyo Puyo Tetris 2. That was basically the 2020 game of the year on the Gamerman's Lounge. Alright. So, yeah. So, Puyo Puyo Tetris 2, smooth sailing when it comes to capturing on Switch, but when it came to my PlayStation 4 Pro, where I was playing Dead or Alive 5 last round, where I was playing as Honoka going up against Hitomi, okay, so, yeah. Dead or Alive 5. A lot of people do not want me to bring up Dead or Alive 6, because Dead or Alive 6 was a train wreck, so I decided to go with Dead or Alive 5. So we go back in time, go to Dead or Alive 5, where there was more to it than what Dead or Alive 6 had to offer, which was kind of sad for Dead or Alive 6's end, but smooth sailing when it came to PlayStation 4 capture. I was beginning to have a hard time why my video was not outputting to the capture card, but it turned out this was because I forgot to have the resolution downscaled to 1080p, and that created complications, so I made sure I got that downscaled to 1080p since I have a 1080p TV, and I don't have a 1440p TV nor a 4K TV. However, smooth sailing when it comes to console recording, pretty much smooth sailing. Definitely, I will say that to say the least. I also went and recorded PC gameplay, meaning that I was doing some capturing off my gaming PC. And how that would work is that I did a dual PC setup because I want to try it out for the first time. Now what happens is that my newly built RTX 3070 PC does all the gaming while I have an HDMI cord plugged in to the HDMI slot running to the, because I'm using DisplayPort now. Now the HDMI cord would run to the HD60X, which is plugged into my laptop. And doing that, my gaming PC focuses on being the gaming PC. I would have my head turning towards my 32-inch 165 hertz monitor, and I'd be doing all the gaming while the laptop is just over there recording the gameplay footage. And it was pretty much essentially smooth sailing. So I tested out some games. So let's say Quake 2 RTX, which is the RTX remaster for Quake 2 that was made for like NVIDIA's RTX graphics cards, starting at RTX 2000 series. That was when it made its debut. Also, there was Action Taimanin. I tested that out when it came to Action Taimanin. I also tested Genshin Impact, and I also tested Ghost Runner. And all I gotta say here, oh yes, I also tested Honey Select 2 and Fireworks Mania, and it was smooth sailing. Totally smooth sailing. Now, I can't bring up any footage of Honey Select 2 because that would create complications, because, you know, it's nature of Honey Select 2. But, however, good times were definitely be had. I never ran into any issues, and because of what I did on my end, what I had to do on my end, things went pretty much smooth sailing for me, alright? And gameplay recorded, good times are to be had. The gameplay recording went very well, and yeah. So yeah, there was pretty much smooth sailing the whole road. So yes, fantastic times are to be had when it came to the dual PC setup, and good times will be had when it comes to the dual PC setup. And the Elgato HD60X is a fantastic device if you want to go the dual PC route, so especially if you want to do 1440p. So if you want to do 1440p gameplay capture at 60 frames, you can totally do that too. There's also the 120 hertz pass-through, and you can also get around the 120 hertz hold on the Elgato HD60X. Just pay attention to your dedicated dual PC setup tutorials. So, think about that. So, utilizing a dual PC setup ensures no stress on the gaming. The gaming PC gets no stress. The secondary PC, which was my laptop, did all the recording. And the secondary PC does the recording, it does the capturing, and I am looking to pretty much find equipment to expand onto that. So I am thinking of some possible candidates, but what I will go ahead and consider, good times, like I said, I'm going to say it again, good times were to be had throughout the whole road. The recording experience was pretty much smooth, and it was well. I didn't use the 4K capture utility. I was tempted to use the 4K capture utility since I already had it installed, I installed it when I was having problems trying to capture from the Evercade EXP, because that was when I found out how the Evercade EXP wasn't playing nice with the latest capture cards for some reason. But hey, it is the way that it is. Ugh. What is going on with HDMI output in Elgato HD60X? I mean, not HD60X. No, that's not Elgato. That was the Evercade EXP. Now I've gotten two products mixed in. Wow. But no, I never ran into any issues when it came to the Elgato HD60X. It was pretty much smooth sailing. Besides, I was paying attention to my monitor when I was doing the gaming. I wasn't paying attention to the laptop. The only times I paid attention to the laptop was when I was checking on it to see if it's still recording, or when I was kind of like, when I'm done with my recording. And that was essentially it. Yes, the dual PC setup was absolutely a brilliant idea, and of course the HD60X was the perfect capture card to basically pull that off, because being a PC gamer, most of the time, hell yeah, smooth sailing. Okay, now one thing I did notice just now about my Elgato HD60X is that it has an analog audio jack. So if you want to go ahead, if you have like an aux splitter and an aux cable, go to town with it and whatnot. Or you can have one of those Elgato chat splitter things. You could go ahead and do that, but it does have an analog audio jack into it, which I did not know until now. Now I know where it is. Go fish. However, what I do want to go ahead and talk about is, and boy oh boy, where was I? Ah yes, the Windows and Mac support. Now if you want to go ahead and do some Elgato gameplay capture on your Windows PC, make sure you have the beefy specs. Go to Elgato's official website, or look at the back of the Elgato box. Okay, but however, for Mac users, yes, HD60X works on Mac too. However, you might want to consider using different software, but to be fair, we're using different software other than the 4K capture utility to kind of make things more simple, okay, when it comes to Elgato's 4K capture utility, so, okay. But if you're a Mac user, make sure that you have the latest Mac OS, Big Sur or later, from what I'm hearing. Also, there is Apple's M1 chip, because they're doing their own processor and dedicated GPU in their processor, so it's going to play nice with the M1 chip. So, and the latest they have is the Apple M2 chip, so that's definitely going to be a no-brainer. That is going to do totally better when it comes to Apple's M2 chip, so that's going well. However, the Elgato HD60X, would I recommend? Absolutely. Great times. It is a UVC device. It's going to play nice with other software. This is kind of big. This is totally worth the price of $200, as a matter of fact. And, yeah. If you want to get it while it's on sale, I don't blame you. You can go ahead and get it while it's on sale. I mean, it is a very pricey capture card. Very pricey indeed. However, the HD60X, definite good time. I never ran into any issue. I don't remember running into any issues, so pretty much smooth sailing throughout. So, yeah. That is all, and I will be looking forward to you in the next video. Peace out.
This is a video product made by a fellow gamer man. We hope that you enjoy the content, and we also hope that you enjoyed the shenanigans. We'll be looking forward to you in the next video. Peace out. Heyo!